Hello everyone, Planty and John here.
Hi guys, we've got a massive announcement to make. We're doing our first live show this year. What films are we talking about?
2001's Shrek, John. The OG.
The OG RE.
Very good. Yes, indeed. It's an all-ages show at Carlisle MegaCon on August 17th, which is Carlisle's premier nerd gathering with over 40 stalls, gaming, cosplay, and really handsome podcasters.
Do I have to watch my language then?
Nah, it's fine, mate. There'll be other Scottish people there. We'll get subtitles for the English.
That's MegaCon at Richard Rose Academy, Carlisle, on the 17th of August from 12 noon. It's £5 a ticket, and that includes seeing Beautiful Us.
Oh, and my brilliant Scottish accent. Ugh, donkey!
Aye, right. Jesus Christ. Hi guys, on this show we're Nick Duke, Kelly, Colton, Wells, Naya, Milano, Song, and Schwarzenegger. We're looking at 1985's Commando.
Hello everyone and welcome to another episode of 100 Things We Learned from Film. I'm one of your hosts, my name's Planty, and I love listening to your pissant soldiers talk tough. Where that accent's from.
I was going to say that.
The Netherlands, I think.
And I'm the other guy, and I am back.
Oh, you said you'd be back.
I am back.
You are. This is the podcast translate 100 things from every film that we try and watch. John Boy, how are you?
I'm right, mate. It's still pissing the rain in Scotland just now, so...
It's rank rotten, by the way. It's the general election tomorrow, just to date this, so when you listen to this, we'll have a new evil overlord, I'm sure. And I'm meant to be, once I finish doing that, I'm meant to be at the fucking cricket, so I don't know that's going to happen on Friday night, unless, of course, it gets very, very dry over the next 2 days.
Very dry.
But, of course, they've got the weather machine to stop people coming out and voting.
Exactly. Yeah, did it in Russia, didn't they? Get the old...
That's exactly what they did.
The pressure. The pressure.
Yeah. The pressure drop, which are Toots and the Maytals. Anyway, John, what film are we talking about this week?
We're looking at 1985's Commando.
Commando. Now, tell me you don't have a fucking relationship with this film, mate.
I do have a relationship with this, or... in some cases, I didn't have a relationship with this film because I met this girl. Well, actually, let's start again. I met this guy in a pub and we were drinking when I was younger.
You said it was a girl.
No, I will. Met this guy in a pub. We just got talking with my uncle. We were having a good time. The pub was shutting. Kenny Bar, Praise the Road West. Happy times. Pretty much says, we're going back to mine for drinks. You want to come back to mine for drinks? Yes, let's do that. So we went there. Had a daughter,
right,
same age as me, stunning, and she said to me, would you like to come to my room and we'll sit and watch Commando? And stupidly I said to her dad, do you mind if I jump upstairs and watch Commando with your daughter? And he just said to me, you're going nowhere with her. Oh, raging. I really
so you didn't even get to watch Commando?
No, I didn't even get to go Commando now. I mean, watch Commando. So yeah, that's my relationship with this film.
That is a shame and also a good thing, I think, John.
Yeah, true.
Fantastic. Oh, that's a fun story that I've never heard. Excellent. You love to hear it.
Yeah.
If you like what we do, give us a quid and we will shout you out on every episode. We'll also let you pick episodes. We've just done a bit of a spin. Last week, of course, was Gavin Belson from the Be There with Belson podcast who got to pick. We did a spin over the weekend. And Ali, who is, funnily enough, running MegaCon this coming August, where we play our first live show, she was picked. And she has picked for us Scary Movie. So our next film will be Scary Movie. I watched it the other night, John, in the first instance. It's dog shit, but yeah, I had a good time. Yeah, we're going to have to make announcements at the start. Yeah. We're going to have to say
it's not
it is a film.
That's the second one, isn't it? The Hand.
What's that? Tip a strong hand, child. Yeah, that is. One. Yeah. Yeah. My bad.
Oh, no.
It's also your man out of Schitt's Creek, isn't it?
Yeah.
They're out of Schitt's Creek.
Yeah,
Anyway.
I think we spoke about this, haven't we?
Yeah. Well, I think, well, of course we have. Fucking hell, we've only got 3 subjects of conversation until you mentioned about that girl not taking you up the stairs to go commando.
Exactly, going commando. Yeah.
Absolutely. So you can donate to Patreon on patreon.com/100things, or you can go to our website, which is 100thingswelearnedfromfilm.co.uk. That will take you to all of our links. We do whatever you want. However you want. We don't care.
Whatever you want.
985, what else could we have been talking about, John Boy?
Back in the day, there's loads. There's too many to go through. But what a year, right? So, Teen Wolf.
Yes.
Yep. Legend with Little Tom Cruise.
Little Tom Cruise.
Little Tom.
Little Tom Cruise.
Pale Rider. Oh,
Oh, yeah.
Breakfast Club, Back to the Future, Goonies. There's just 1985 was
Yeah,
the
it's
year.
a big year.
Spies
Absolutely.
Like Us, got Clue. Jesus.
Oh, man, I would love to do Clue, but it would probably break my brain if I had to do the notes.
Yeah.
For those, those last 3 kind of possible endings.
Yes.
That would fucking murder me.
That would end you, wouldn't it? I know you're
Yeah,
good,
it
but
would.
you're not that good. Day of the Dead. Oh, God.
Oh, Day of the Dead's great, isn't it?
St. Elmo's Fire. St. Elmo's Fire. Oh. Yeah, I need to stop talking. I can just write
Yeah,
these all off.
stop, please stop, or we're going to be here all day. Right, do you want to get started?
Let's do this thing.
Let's do this thing indeed. We open this one, is a 20th Century Fox job, this one, John.
Yep.
We've done 20th Century Fox to death.
Yes.
So with that in mind, here are a few facts about foxes. Foxes are the only type of dog capable of retracting their claws like cats do. Grey foxes who live in North America are the only type of dogs who can climb trees. And researchers have found that foxes are the first animal in the world to use the Earth's magnetic fields to judge the distance and direction of their prey.
What?
Unlike Arnie, who just fucking sniffs them out in this film.
Aye, let's just downwind. Stay downwind. That's how I find you. I'm like, what the?
Stay downwind. What, can they smell me? Well, I smelt you. And that guy's incredulous look on his face.
Oh, yeah.
When he's just thinking to himself, I got fucking shot for this guy.
I know. Aye.
Yeah, anyway. Great. I love this opening because it's cold opening. We're straight into this garbage truck driving up this fucking street.
Nae Mason, man, just straight into it. Nae Mason.
Pulls up onto this posh estate, which wakes up this bloke and his wife on the most uncomfortable, soft-looking bed I think I've ever seen in films.
Yeah.
I just thought my back was knacking just looking at it.
Aye. As long as one of the Travel Lodge ones in it. Ooh, God.
Yeah. He jumps up and runs out with the bags. They changed the schedule. God, fucking council, innit?
Typical.
I was afraid you'd miss me. Don't worry, we won't.
No way. What was it again? Uzis, wasn't it? we love an Uzi. I didn't look up the Uzi. Do you know why?
Okay.
Because we look them up all the time. But I did look up who invented it, and it was Yuzel Gal, who was an Israeli soldier who invented it in 1954.
All right. Okay. Fantastic. There you go. And the Israeli army did nothing wrong after that.
Yeah, they've been making money
Nothing
off
at all
it. They're
wrong.
making money off it ever since.
I know for a fact if I keep taking the piss out of Gal Gadot, she's going to send some of her mates round to break my neck.
She's going to do it to you, what she did that last. It was taking the piss out of all the models on OnlyFans. All that. Do you know to see this?
No.
This lassie was impersonating all these models by sort of imitating the way they would move and the way they do things, and everybody got pissed off with it to the point where they're like, look, they're going to take it in junctions and all sorts to stop this lassie for taking the piss at him. Just don't big man. I'll send you a link.
Oh, but I like a link, absolutely. As long as she doesn't come round here and sing Imagine, I'll be all right.
I don't know.
Fucking
Poor
talk
buggers,
about
eh?
fucking ill-judged.
That was, yeah.
They kill this guy, and there's a newspaper next to him. I don't know if you spotted this. I'll put this in the socials, listeners. But the blood on the newspaper, Rachel spotted this, has just been squirty bottled onto the newspaper. It's like...
Oh, is it
it's
like...
not like how blood would look. It looks
yeah.
like someone's put monkey blood on ice cream.
I was going to say, I think it's like the monkey, the squirty, what is it?
It's exactly what it looks like on your 99.
Yeah.
Fucking
But it used to be
fantastic.
called something, remember? It used to ice cream and that was just that bloody jam stuff, wasn't it?
A monkey blood in Yorkshire, I think. Which,
Is that what you just called it?
Yeah,
Did you all watch
apparently.
Faces of Death at the time and decide that's what you want to watch? What to call it?
more on that in a few months' time, I hope. Joe and I have been kicking around when we get the time, doing patrons only Faces of Death commentary.
Oh.
So if you can get Faces of Death on the dark web, listeners, or wherever it resides, we're going to watch all these people die. I might even put a kind of a comedy
Spin
music
on
in
it.
the background.
Yeah.
No, like a clown car or something. Anyway, moving on. We'll probably get round to that by the end of the year. Joe does keep pushing me because it's a great idea. So we will get there. Bill Duke now, by the way, in a different scene. He was one of the guys on the...
On the
on the wagon, yeah. I don't know if he stopped drinking or not, but he was definitely on this way. By the way, the other guy's smoking a cigar on the wagon. And you think, God, hey, how'd you get away with that?
It's a hazard, isn't it? That's a hazard.
Exactly. Especially, it's methane in those bags.
Aye.
He's buying a caddy from a showroom now. I love this.
1985 Cadillac Seville, big man. The
That's-
best of the best.
I think you've got a different one than me because I got the '85 Cadillac Fleetwood.
Ooh.
Yeah,
I went on to the IMCB for this one.
Oh, did you? The IMDb car thing? The
Yeah.
IMCBD. CBD. It's
CBD
like the
oil.
sweets.
Aye.
The 1985 Cadillac Fleetwood I got. I really miss it when American car companies name the motors after obscure British seaside towns.
Is that because it goes its own way?
Oh, very good. I was actually thinking the Ford Burnt Island or the Chevrolet Sea Houses. Something like that, anyway. This salesman, he's just a usual car salesman. And he says, you know what I like the best? The price. And he reverses it up. And then he just punches it and
Right
runs this guy over through this glass showroom window and leaves him lying on the floor. He don't hit him that hard. He really...
No,
he
no,
only
I
hits
don't-
him at like
yeah,
10 mile an hour.
Either way, I survived that. That was
Yeah,
just
only if you go under the wheels is that killing you.
yeah.
And
it
then you
didn't
get
crush
dragged down
any
the
part of
street.
him. Didn't crush any part
No,
of him.
it
just patted him.
doesn't. It doesn't. So remember the glass?
Yeah, true. Yeah,
Safety glass.
but still though. But why must
It's
they
not
lie?
that safe, was it?
Why must they lie?
Why indeed? Out at the docks, there's this other guy gets on a boat. I don't know. Let's call him Rory B. Bellows. And as he starts to drive off to begin his dredge career. By the way, John, have you
Yes.
played that dredge game?
No, yeah. Is it any
You
good?
got to get on that, by the way. Yeah, it's really, really good. Yeah,
Oh,
it's
I've
really
seen-
good.
I've seen it.
Bill Duke uses this comedy remote control. It's
Yes.
huge. It's like the size of a switch, isn't it? It's like the size of a Steam Deck, right? And he pulls up this antenna thing, and then he just presses the button, Wile E. Coyote style, and
Right.
just blows up.
Blammo.
Blammo indeed, John. Yes. And we get the titles. Before that, Grand Theft Auto, John, is typically charged as a felony and will result in jail time for a year or more. In order to prove that Grand Theft Auto has occurred, a prosecutor must show the defendant took a vehicle that belonged to someone else with the intent to permanently deprive the owner of their vehicle. So,
What have you got a note and it says I was going to bring it back?
yeah, so the assumption is there that you can borrow it
Yep.
for a prolonged period of time,
As long as you promise you were going to take it back.
as long as you say you're going to bring it back. Leave them like a voicemail or something.
Yeah.
I'll be bringing your car back in 8 weeks.
I'll be back. I'll be back. Might not be the same colour, but I'll be back.
Bennett, I'll be back with your car.
Aye.
Bill Duke, John, directed Sister Act 2, Back in the Habit.
No way.
No, but absolutely did.
Jesus.
Also,
Joke number one. Always goes back to joke number one.
it does always come up to see the one. Also, was the worst disposable razor salesman I think I've ever seen.
Yeah.
As we always talk about that
It still gives
scene,
me the
Predator.
fear that every time I see it, I'm like, oh, God.
Just fucking ripping his
Ripping out.
face
Oh,
apart.
God.
Right, so we get the titles, and it's Arnold, right? It's our third Arnold movie, John.
Yep.
Yeah, and where does it rank for you amongst The Running Man and Golden Ticket My Ass, McBain?
I'd say, oh, God, that's a toughie, man.
This,
I like
this is,
Running
I
Man,
think
the
this is
Running
one.
Man.
This is in Rachel's top 3 Arnold films. It might be just outside mine because The Running Man is. I love The Running
love it.
Man
The
because
sound
it's
bites, everything
sci-fi.
about it.
It's
Yeah.
stupid.
Yeah.
It's got more wrestlers in it.
It's got prize winners.
It's got climbing for coins or whatever it's called, wanking for coins, climbing for cash.
Brilliant.
It's got all of those things.
It's certainly no number one. I'd say Running Man's still my number one.
Running Man, I'm with you on that. But this is great. By the way, listen, if you listen to this podcast and you've never seen Commando, what the fuck are you doing?
Yeah, but he's in real life.
Go away and watch this because it's so fun.
Aye, it's like a cross between Rambo and True Lies, isn't it?
Oh, it is. Yeah, that's a really good point. It's like Rambo, but not serious.
Yes.
Yeah. Whereas Rambo, as we discovered, is terribly
super
serious.
Isn't he?
It's overly serious.
Jesus.
Yeah. This is like Rambo 3. There you go.
Aye. Yeah.
With
Rambo X Manhattan.
Thanks to the brave soldiers of the Mujahideen. I'll never get over that. Right. He's carried a tree under one arm and a chainsaw in the other through this smoky woodland ?
I had to check it. So the tree was made of cardboard.
Oh, right, okay. Not like a papier-mâché gong.
Why must they lie?
Why, John?
Lumberjacks' earnings, by the way, looked up.
All right, Lumberjacks, they're okay.
Yeah. They work all night. And
they do.
Top earning Lumberjacks make $33,500 a year in the USA.
All right.
It doesn't look much, does it? But
only Lumberjacks.
Pays the bills.
Indeed, it pays the bills. Keeps wood on the table.
Oh, you should do like OnlyFans, but call it Only Choppers.
There you go.
Only Choppers.
Only get to the choppers. Yeah.
Somebody will steal that. That's mine.
Just like King Dong or whatever you were called last week. Absolutely. So he's hatcheting these logs until he's sneaked upon by
a little Alyssa Milano.
Jenny. Yeah, little tiny Alyssa Milano. 13 in this, but dressed like she's 7.
Yeah, it's a bit.
What is going on? Because I said to Rachel, I've got to be about 10 in this, and when she looked it up, she's like, she's 9 years younger than Dawn Ray Chong, who is the who's Cindy.
Is a love interest?
Just 9 years. Love interest? I never got, because at the very end, it's not like he even touches her. She gives, what's her name, a bit of a pat on the back.
A cuddle.
Milano, a bit of a cuddle. But he doesn't go anywhere near her.
But apparently there was a love scene shot, and it didn't.
Was there?
No chemistry. Nothing.
Wow.
I looked that up because there
chemistry.
There didn't seem to be any chemistry anyway. It was just a bit.
In fairness to your man, he was married to a Kennedy, wasn't he? So he's gonna.
Aye, but he was still both in the maid, wasn't he? Still groping the help, if you like.
He was still shagging. Red Sonja. I was going to say Sonya Blade there.
Sonya.
What do you do if you like a man? I grab him, and take him. Every time.
Fucking hell.
Right, I'm going to get some quotes coming up that I haven't done a million times, listeners, I promise. Cue this montage, by the way, of them eating ice cream, doing some Cobra Kai, feeding a deer, which is hilarious because he's pissing himself laughing at feeding this deer, and walking across the bridge from the end of Temple of Doom.
Yes, very much so, yeah.
The only thing it was missing was the snapping alligators at the bottom. Which also were not in this film. Yeah. Or it's the bridge from Seven Dwarfs, when they walk from the mine back.
Yeah.
Little tiny...
The little high.
What was the point of that bridge?
Fuck knows.
There was no point to this bridge.
It was a gully. But did you see how wee their legs were? So it could have been a puddle and they'd need a bloody...
That's true. That's very true. The music, by the way, fucking hell, it's so egregious. And it is just... It's played the entire film through.
It fades down and then pops back up again now and again.
Yeah, and in the final battle thing, it's a bit more... whack around, fart rock. But it is mostly the same thing. And I was kind of like, oh my God. James Horner, of course, was the person that did the music job. I'm not going to speak ill of the dead, but this is dog shit. It really, really is. He got better, though. It's like in Monty Python. She turned me into a shit musician. I got better. Nominated for Oscars on A Beautiful Mind, They're All Dead, The House of Sand and Fog, he doesn't get his house back, and Avatar, I don't know, The Tree Gets Cut Down? I can't remember.
Right.
I've just spoiled 3 very good films for you. 2 very good films and Avatar. But he did win 2 Oscars in that huge Titanic haul, John, of 1998.
Oh, they done well, didn't they?
Yeah, best score and best original song for My Heart Will Go On, and behind the Bill Duke fact, which I think is my fact of the episode, of what he directed. I love this. For Titanic, he was paid $800,000 and £1.20 for every CD sold.
Right.
£1.20 $1.20 for every single CD sold. Can you even imagine?
No, I couldn't imagine, because that was massive, wasn't it? People were lining the streets to buy CDs, DVDs, VHS.
I had it on VHS. It was a double VHS. It's a double VHS.
Jesus.
And I bought it the first day it came out because it was Cameron. That's the only reason I bought it, because it was Cameron.
Well,
I don't actually think I ever watched it. I ended up giving it to our
me
kid.
and Phil went to buy a copy of it for his missus at the time.
Yeah.
And they had people dressed up as olden day people, like
no.
The
Where was that?
caps
Like
on and
Virgin Megastore in Glasgow?
Aye, that was right across the see the cross where the McDonald's is,
Yeah,
the KFC and stuff like that. Round there, so it must have been like a Woolworths or something in there. So
right,
we got it for there. So, but I had all these people talking Cockney and all that. That didn't work.
Christ.
Happy times.
Absolutely. Did they have anybody drowning?
Nah,
Did they have anyone? Did they have any balding bloke picking up a baby going, "I have a child"?
I know.
Shit, I promised quotes I don't usually do, and I'm just doing the usual shit. You know it by now. This music, by the way, panpipes, steel drums, any indigenous people instruments that he could find.
Oh,
he
yeah.
just went,
He grabbed them all.
fuck it, I'm going to play that,
Aye.
and then I'm going to loop it with that.
He went full 48 hours, didn't he?
He's very 48 hours, yeah. I love the fact, by the way, in these credits, there's 3 people credited with writing this story.
Really?
3 people wrote this. What fucking story?
I know.
What did they write? Child gets kidnapped by overthrown fucking dictator.
Yeah.
And bloke in fucking mithril armour. Anyway. She makes them a sandwich. He asks what's in it. Best not to ask. It looks like she's putting... Do you remember Heinz sandwich spread? It looks like she's putting that in it.
Is there one? It was toasty stuff as well, wasn't there? You could put it. You could thing it on and toast it.
Oh, like those jars
toast toppers.
of things.
Toast toppers.
Toast toppers.
Oh God,
Toasty.
Jesus.
Yeah, absolutely. Fucking hell. I loved that stuff as a kid. The mushroom one.
Yeah, the mushroom one was the best.
It just looked like fucking puke.
It looked like puke. Yeah, it looked like bug puke.
The fucking 80s. What
were we
the
doing?
80s was something else, man.
I know.
Arnold is reading her Cream magazine. Cream magazine. Cream magazine was a rock and roll magazine. American music magazine ran from 1969
Oh, hey!
to 1989 in print. The first issue was distributed only in Detroit as a tabloid-sized newspaper. You can get the online subscription if you want, John. 4 issues a year, $79.
What? I'd rather
That's
subscribe
like nearly
to subscribe to the other cream.
Cream, get on top. That one.
Yeah.
Cream, Jamoogie, yeah. I wish. This is where Arnold absolutely fucking. I know it's not him, but I just thought I bet Arnold's like this now. His line is, "Why don't they call him Girl George and save a lot of confusion?" I mean, come on. Boy George, of course, George Allen O'Dowd. There you go. Yep. There are some interesting stuff about Boy George, but I got a feeling he's quite litigious, and I didn't really want to kind of talk about the fact that when he got arrested for battering somebody, ended up doing community service. So I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. He says, in East Germany when I was growing up, the communists said rock and roll was subversive. And yeah, of course they did. But with it being communist, there's not a lot kind of coming out of that. up until kind of the end. So I read this from the East German Film Library website, which has apparently been live since 1993. I'll do the accent at the start, but then I'll stop. In the summer of 1987, a set of 3 concerts were held in the Reichstag in West Berlin, just across the wall. Following concerts by David Bowie and the Eurythmics, the band Genesis was to play the final night. The wind blew the music over the wall far into East Berlin. Young people who had learned of the concert tried to get as close to the wall as possible to listen to their idols, but police held them back. I mean, Sting was always a bit of a prick, wasn't he? Why he was stopping them listening to Genesis, I don't know. I would argue that those police did them a favour. not getting them to listen to mid-80s Genesis, which is arguably the shittest Genesis.
Yeah.
In 1988, thousands of fans came from all over the country to sing along with Depeche Mode on March the 7th.
The Mode.
You can keep it. And Joe Cocker on June the 1st. He'll get by with a little help from the secret police. The Free German Youth, the official youth organisation of East Germany, invited the American star Bruce Springsteen to perform on July the 19th. This became the biggest concert in East German rock history. And arguably helped bring apart the end of the DDR.
Well, you know what I mean? I thought it was David Hasselhoff that helped with that.
And his fucking glowing, shiny semen thing. Oh, what a prick. Just then we spot an army helicopter arriving. He promises he's through with the army and he won't go back.
It's a Bell 206B Jet Ranger 3. Just so you
know. Thank you very much.
I love a chopper.
When the chopper lands, it's his old CO, Kirby. Matrix sneaks up on him and pulls his gun on him. Jenny heads in while they talk. Someone's killing Matrix's men. Warren, Forstall and Bennett, all dead. It could have been the Syrians, the Russians, or those lads from Four Lions. He's not entirely sure. He says he made enemies around the world, but at no point does he ever mention the Republican Army. So I, for one, love that Matrix wanted a united Ireland as well. You know, that's absolutely works for me. Yeah. I would have loved to have seen him car bombing Bennett. That would have been a great end.
Is that when it?
Bennett gets to get in his car and it just
boom.
Anyway.
He was a 2-star general, so he was a major general.
Oh, right, okay. Not a minor general.
Nope.
Kirby posts 2 army lads to protect Matrix and Jenny. And then he goes, I'm going to the city to talk with the federal people. Which I'd be well up for, because I fucking love the YMCA.
The Fed Ups. The Fed Ups.
Yeah, indeed. As the chopper vanishes, one of the killers from the start shows up and starts shooting the place up. He says to the injured soldier, they're downwind. The currents could tip them off. So, downwind, do you think I could smell them coming? I did. Now, we haven't had one yet, John, but I've made a little note on each of the, each of the one-liners.
Yes.
And I would like you to score them with me. So I'll tell you what my score is. You tell me what yours is. It doesn't matter. It's just a little bit of fun. We won't get anything for it. All right. But all the one-liners I've kind of put. And there's one coming up very, very soon. Matrix sends Jenny to her bedroom and grabs his rifle from the shed. Now, I say rifle, but it's a fucking anti-aircraft gun. Isn't it? It's exactly like that bit out of Snatch. That's not a rifle, Vince. That's an anti-aircraft weapon. And I say shed, but it's more like an armory, isn't it?
Yeah.
Matrix heads back inside, and the shooter says, "He's just sat there, isn't he?
Yeah,
like, holding something from the she's stuck on the fridge."
I love you, Dad. They're like, man, you're gonna die, motherfucker.
He says Jenny's safe, but if he wants her back, you have to cooperate. Right. Wrong. I gave that 10 out of 10 because that's fucking brilliant. I know it's only one line. What do you think?
I'm going to get an 8 because there's better ones in there. But
there's better. But I think even watching this for probably about the 20th time in my entire life, because it's such an easy, quick watch. I forgot wrong until the last minute. And this guy gets fucking blammoed, doesn't he? He knocks him off the chair. It's a proper one.
Yeah. Luckily, he didn't shoot his little "I love you, Daddy" heart-shaped thing, which is
right. Lucky. That is fortunate. Matrix looks out the window and sees there are some cars heading down the mountain. When he gets to his truck, it's basically just a bunch of leads under the hood, isn't it? He just pulls out all these leads.
They're not attached to anything.
I assume they replaced the engine with a bag of cables.
Yeah.
Don't really know how these things work. Yeah.
So the truck is a 1973 Chevrolet Blaze Cheyenne.
It is indeed. Also seen in 1974's Earthquake. I love that movie, by the way. Cabin Fever. And the 94 model is the police vehicle in 30 Days a Night.
Oh, really?
Which is also a great film.
I love it. Very underrated. I can tell you how much it weighs as well. 1.9 tons.
Look at you.
Yeah, the only reason I say that is because the scene coming up, because they start pushing the bloody thing and they're thinking, that's heavy.
And he basically pushes it down the hill and jumps in. He's going to catch them whether they like it or not. The Fred Flintstone way,
I know.
isn't
it's a free ride.
Yabba dabba.
Oh yeah. Ooh,
Yeah. I mean, doesn't put a seatbelt, but fuck me,
no,
he didn't have bounce about the place.
For a big guy.
And all the way, because obviously they're driving down this hill like slalomy down the road, and all the way there's these guys who are not guys in the film whatsoever, and one of them's going, he's going to hit us, and it's like that bit in Austin Powers, when it's the slowest approaching thing.
Aye.
Have you considered he doesn't have any brakes but you do? Hit the brakes, let him
go.
fall into a fucking gully, and you just keep going.
Yep. Yeah. I'm like, you've got control. He doesn't.
Exactly. Fuck's sake. Anyway, wouldn't have made it a better film, so.
True.
He ends up in this drainage ditch where the car explodes the second he gets out. He batters a few of them before the lads, one of them pulls a gun on him. And it's Rory B. Bellows from before in some sort of fucking, I don't know, medieval vest.
Yeah, I was looking up what it was made of, but it just says made of cotton, but it does look something like, it looks like chainmail, doesn't it?
It does look like chainmail. Bennett, I thought you were dead. I was.
I am.
Bennett here is dressed like he was cut from the Road Warrior, isn't he?
Aye. Yeah,
but actually, he wasn't cut from the Road Warrior because he's the second big bad in the Road Warrior. The one with the fucking mohawk.
The mohawk, yeah. Right.
He's the best one, isn't it? He's like not the scary one.
No, he was my favourite.
He's the one whose boyfriend gets murdered and he gets really upset about it.
Aye.
Yeah. And rightly so. The Road Warrior is a fucking great film, isn't it?
It really is good.
Yeah.
He's good in it. He's good in this as well, but he's given loads of cheese, and he's given loads of cheese.
That moustache as well. I mean,
Aye.
The haircut, the moustache, the gear he's wearing, the pissant soldiers bit. I fucking love that line.
Aye.
I think about that all the time. Anyway, he said, ever since you had me thrown out of the unit, I've wanted revenge. I don't know why he's South African.
Revenge.
But he is. Today is payday. And then he tranks him. Next time we see Matrix, he's basically fucking chained to this table.
Yeah.
In a room with a bunch of baddies.
Oh, just so we can go back to that, it was never explained how he survived the boat explosion. I looked up to see how they managed to do it, but there's no way. So at the beginning, when it blew up, there's no explanation as to how he managed to get off that ship.
There's at the very, very bottom of the boat is a small airlock, and then that's what he did. Yeah, jetting out on one of those little yellow things that you can do when you're on holiday.
Roger Moore style.
One of them is Dan Hedaya, by the way, right? Dan Hedaya, pretty good actor. Mm-hmm. Terrible turn in this because the accent's bad, and is he browned up? Question mark.
I know. To be fair, it was in Addams Family went in. I don't know if it was because they were so pale that he looked quite dark. So that's a hard one to call, but I know what you mean.
But he's also the dad in. Oh my god. Is he the dad in Clueless, or is he the dad in Legally Blonde? He's the dad in one of those two. Maybe Clueless.
Legally Blonde.
Yeah.
I don't know. We'll need to check it out. But no,
Yeah.
he's good in everything else. But yeah, this is a bit questionable. This one, he probably looks back on this one going, "Oh, what was I thinking? Money, money, money."
Absolutely. So he is the once deposed president of Valverde,
Yes.
a country that Matrix helped the current president overthrow. This Tony Montana motherfucker.
Is it real?
No, John, it's
it
not
not?
real.
Oh.
Why, John? Why must films lie to us? The Valverde is a fictional country which is used in films made by
Stephen E. Sousa?
Stephen E. D'Souza.
That's
There you
it.
go. Yeah, so when he needs a foreign place, that's what he does. So one of the characters in 48 Hours was from it. Dan Hedaya, I want to say Anus, I think he might have been called, I'm not sure. And Ramon Esperanza from Die Hard 2 is from there as
right.
well. There you go. There you go. There's a few other bits and pieces where people have kind of gone, yeah, it's from there. And you're like, okay, but there's no kind of proof that like,
Yeah.
like he goes, oh yeah, that's where Predator was. And you're like, yeah, just because it's the same producer, it's got fuck all to do with them. Anyway. And it's not in Guatemala, so fuck you.
Cool.
But yeah, I quite liked that. I quite liked Valverde as a little pretend place. This,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah. Little Narnia, if you like.
They want him to kill the president, or Jenny will get it. Benny and the Jets open the door, and she's tied in this fucking wheelchair.
Yeah.
Like she's up in the fucking attic in that.
Yeah. And it looks like somebody's cut her hair as well. It just looks terrible. I don't know. It looks
I
pretty
can't
bad,
help
innit?
thinking it was added late on. You know,
it
they had
must
to give her a wig or something.
That was pretty bad.
Up in the attic with George C. Scott in that house that he moves into in England. What movie's that? That's pretty
That
good.
was-
That's the fuck. It's gone. It's got the same title as the Angelina Jolie film where her son goes missing and gets replaced by another child.
Salt.
Yeah, she has a child. It's not hers. Anyway, listeners are screaming at it, going, "It's called the such and such." Good film though, scary. Back at the mountainside house, we see Kirby collecting the bodies of his men, and for some reason, hundreds of bodies? Question mark.
There's literally. What?
He only
What?
killed, they killed 2, and he killed 1.
Yes.
But did we miss a bit where he killed 17 lads to get that far?
Yeah, because it's a bit weird. Maybe he just ran him out on the truck as he was going down the hill.
Yeah. Oh yeah, you could just fucking hitting people,
Fuck
knocking
them.
people out of the thing.
Get out the way.
Next, we're at the airport. Bennett explains Sully is going to make sure Bennett gets on the plane.
Yeah.
Now, obviously, an old favourite of ours is Sully.
Yes. Oh,
Now,
just love him so much.
this is probably his, I want to say, 6th episode that we've done.
He's been in lots of Warriors.
Yeah.
Crow.
Yeah, but
This.
the Crow twice.
Crow
This.
twice.
Um,
We've not done John Wick, have we?
no, we haven't yet. We've done other things with him in. We've definitely done more things with him in. But fucking hell, yeah.
He deserves a badge.
48 hours. 48 hours, of
40
course.
hours, that's it.
He's
Yeah,
in
yeah.
48 hours, yeah. So yeah, I think we've probably done more films with David Patrick Kelly in than we have anything else.
Yeah, well, this one's is probably the most understated. And even though his character is getting good, it feels as if just wanted more of his character in it. But
I didn't want any more of Sully because he's a fucking piece of shit.
he's vile with that double-breasted suit on.
Yeah, there's nothing where he's not. You know, he really does play to type.
Yeah, he really does.
Credit where it's due.
In the backdrop in the airport, I was plane spotting.
Oh, right.
And I noticed TWA. Remember TWA back in the day?
I do remember TWA, yeah.
So TWA were absorbed by American Airlines back in 2001, but I remember back in the day you used to see a lot of TWA.
You did? Yeah. Okay, more on those coming up. The airport itself is Tom Bradley International. So Tom Bradley International is Terminal B at LAX. Sweet dreams. And according to their website, the Tom Bradley International Terminal welcomes millions of visitors from around the world each year. In 2013, a $1.9 billion modernization was unveiled, creating a world-class experience for all those who pass through it. In May 2021, the beautiful new 1.73 billion West Gates opened, equipped with the newest technology and innovations. Because their website said it. Tom Bradley was the 38th mayor of Los Angeles from 1973 to 1993. And he's also got the Civic Centre / Grand Park / Tom Bradley Station on the Metro Rail's B and D lines named after him in LA. It's not very glamorous, that, is it? You just let's rename the others.
I thought he was a baseball player.
You're thinking of Tom Brady, the football player.
Yeah, there you go.
There you go. John does sports ball good.
Does sports good.
John gets to ride up front because he's a good guy at sports. So Sully's there to make sure Bennett gets on the plane. Enriquez, who is not a character, will ensure that he stays there to make sure he gets off the plane.
He's no grown bald gracefully, is he?
No, he's not. Wow, that's how I expected to go bald. I'll be honest. Yeah, the real kind of like Bobby Moore job. Yeah,
pull it forward.
How much are they paying you, Bennett? They offered me 100,000, but when I heard it was you, I said I'd do it for free. $100,000 today, John. $291,885.69.
Ooh, that's a lot.
$0 today. It's what most people get from the government. Am I right?
Am I right?
Am I right?
Yeah, sure.
This is the "I'll be back, Bennett." I'll be ready, John. I love his delivery. I'll be ready, John. I scored "I'll be back, Bennett" 3 out of 10, John. To be honest,
it was no place to be there.
Yeah.
It's just kind of like... giving the game away. Yes. No, don't say that. Just say, "Oh no, I'm going to the destination. You tell me so my daughter doesn't get killed. I won't be back."
I'll do what I'm told, Bennett. Yeah. In the airport, they just fucking walk through security.
Yeah.
As does Sully, because 9/11 is still 16 years away. So do what you fucking want, right?
It's domestic flight. Domestic flight.
It's not domestic flight. It's going to Valverde. It's another country.
Is it though?
Well, arguably not. He gives him some money. Have a couple of beers in Valverde. It'll give us more time with your daughter.
That's fine. Admittedly, that was just
that's the bad
one. That's fine.
You're a funny guy, Sully, and I like you. That's why I'll kill you last.
Brilliant.
On the plane, the line is, "Any carry-on luggage? Just him." 5 out of 10. Arnold gets a blanket and pillow, and as the door shuts and they taxi, he elbow slams the fuck out of Enriquez to knock him out, and then just puts him in a headlock and fucking snaps his neck. It is brutal. He puts the hat on him, covering him his face, and the blanket, and then says, "How long is the flight?" And she says, 11 hours, and he retorts, John,
"Oh, don't wake him up.
Don't disturb my friend." Why? He's dead tired.
10
out of 10. 10 out of 10. No fucking notes.
I'll give you that one.
No notes whatsoever. It's perfect. It's certainly much better than when he gets up to go to the toilet. He says, "Sir, you must be seated. I'm airsick," which is shit.
Yeah, it's just the way he just walks up and holds his up. I'm airsick. No convinced.
How many other places are 11 hours from LA, John? Madrid, Helsinki and Dublin. There you go, all 11 hours away from LA.
All the way there for a bloody Guinness.
Oh, you better believe it, boy. My colleague bought me back a couple of 4 cans of Irish Guinness the other day. Mate, you can tell the difference. You can tell the difference.
Yeah.
Absolutely. He gets in this cargo hold bit, right, and comes face to face with this furiously angry Doberman, doesn't he? Right in front of him in this cage. And he sneaks past it and then rips this pressurised, heated section of the cargo bay open, surely dooming the dog to freeze to death.
Aye.
Yeah, that dog's going to die on ours. What a fucking arsehole. Sully's watching on and the plane starts to take off, so he turns around. As the plane reaches the end of the platform, you can see Matrix drop off onto the landing gear.
Yeah.
And this is where we see that it's a Western Airlines plane.
Yeah.
Western Airlines, John, started in 1926 and ceased operations in 1987. I assume after the news got out of that time, this hulking ex-Special Forces bloke murdered a fellow passenger and froze a dog to death.
Yeah. And managed to get out or inside the plane through the landing gear, which cannot be done, by the way.
All right. Oh, that's a
Don't
fact.
try it.
Well,
Don't try it. I've had a look. I've scrubbed my internet history, but it was pretty bad.
Is that no? But so does that mean not only did this film lie to us, but the advert for the Man from Milk Tray lied to us as well?
Yes,
Because he gets out of a plane through the landing gear.
So it turns out there's only space for the landing gear. There's no other mechanism to get in or out.
Well, they're now part of Delta Airlines, John.
Are they?
Yeah, they are. Flight 2605 crashed at Mexico City International Airport in fog after landing on a runway that was closed for maintenance. Of the 89 people on board, 72 were killed, in addition to a maintenance worker who died when the plane struck his vehicle. It's apparently the deadliest air accident to happen in Mexico City. And the least cheery fact I think I've ever done.
Yeah, there's no coming back for this one. Right, let's just wrap up. Let's go.
Let's move it on. He drops off the landing gear into this fucking swamp, doesn't he?
Yeah, splatters in, just lands.
No idea where this swamp's come from.
At the speed he was going, there's no way he'd just bounce right across the water, wouldn't he?
But he lands cushioned on these really long reeds.
Yeah,
into the water.
Perfectly.
He sets his watch to 11 hours and heads back to the terminal building. Now, the thing is, when you're doing things timed like this, you've got to be really, really good at your storytelling and your editing.
Yes.
And this film, it is not.
It's not. No, it really is not. Jesus.
Because
it feels like 5 minutes go by, but it's like 9 hours left. Like what?
All over the shop. Yeah,
it's pretty bad.
Sully calls the general, and the general says, "Your father, he seems to be cooperating. You will be with him soon. Now, won't that be nice? Not as nice as watching him smash your face in." Okay, I'll give you that, child. In the terminal building, this hostess called Cindy is talking on the phone, and Sully's a couple of phones away listening in. Really creepy.
Yeah.
And he's like, "Ha! Love and careers. Sounds like you need a date." And she's like, "Yeah, I'm going to be fine. I love you too." As she leaves, Sully follows her out the building. This fucking suit and tie, by the way, that he's wearing. It's like
horrid, isn't it?
It's like bad. A zoot suit Max Headroom kind of thing going on here.
Yeah.
It's atrocious.
It's yuppie to the extreme, isn't it?
By the way, smoking in that airport building. What must that airport building have smelt like?
Cigarettes?
Well, yeah, that's it. In the underground car park, he's trying to get her to go with him. When she says no, his retort, which I think's really, really good way to get a woman on side, is, "You fucking whore." Mm. Yeah, I'm sure that works every time.
Yeah.
She goes to get in her wee...
60% of the time. All the time.
She goes to get in her wee sporty number, John. What a lovely little car this was.
Yeah.
And Arnold grabs her and makes her get in. He then pulls out the passenger seat, which seems a little bit unnecessary. Just put the seat back.
That's a bit much. Yeah. I thought it was rude.
And they follow Sully in his beautiful yellow Porsche 1969.
Porsche 911.
911, yeah.
Right.
The 78 model, John, features in the Death Wish remake. Sorry, not the Death Wish remake. That's a terrible film, by the way. That Death Wish remake with Bruce Willis.
Why bother?
Death Race remake. The Death Race remake,
right.
which me and Rachel watched recently, and it's pretty good. It's not his shit.
Is that a Jason Statham one?
Yeah, it's dog shit.
Or the Luke Goss?
We watched the second one as well with Luke Goss, which I don't know if you've seen that. Fucking hell. They just reuse footage from the first one.
I've not seen it. Nah.
Cheap don't come close. Do you know what I mean? It's a trust. But yeah, the Death Race remake, add it to the list, future episode. The 81 Porsche 911 is in Flashdance, and the 83 Porsche 911 Against All Odds.
Ooh.
Second shout for your mate Phil Collins in this episode.
God. Oh, Phil.
Indeed. Her car is a 1964 Sunbeam Alpine.
course it is. Just like the juice, Alpine juice.
Yeah, absolutely. I like the mountains. Yeah, possibly.
Was that a thing?
Who knows? And they follow Sully.
I've seen it on the cereal. It's a real thing.
He tells her he won't kill her. You want to tell me what this is about? Yeah, a guy I trusted for years wants me dead. That's understandable. I've only known you for a few minutes and I want you dead too.
That was good.
I was well into that. It's a great line. Sully arrives, John, at the Galleria Mall. Now, where have we heard someone go, we're going to the Galleria?
Is it?
It's not a film we've done, but it's an amazing film. It's got one of these actors in. Terminator 2 Judgment Day, John. The Galleria is where they go to play video games. John and his mate who doesn't give him up. By the way, that's a fucking brilliant kid.
Yeah,
you know his mate doesn't give him up in that film. Fucking love that kid.
Yeah, he saved the world, man. He really
did.
Yeah,
the Galleria.
That is Sherman Oaks Galleria.
That's absolutely right. Yeah.
Are you going to see that?
Also filmed there, John. Ridgemont High, Back to the Future 2, Inner Space, and the Chopping Mall. 3,500
the Chopping Mall.
The Chopping Mall. The fucking Chopping Mall is a great film. Yeah. It's not for this podcast.
Need to watch that.
Do you want to do Chopping Mall? Shall we just do it? Let's just fucking do it.
Is it worth it?
Yeah, get it on the list. Let's get 50 things we learned from Chopping Mall. Inside, Matrix explains that he's less than 10 hours to get his daughter back. He asks her to talk to Sully and tell him you're crazy about him. Try and bring him over here. Cindy follows Sully into this Weatherspoons for some reason and tells the security guard she's been kidnapped by a paranoid maniac. Sully's getting fake passports off of this Hispanic guy who, mean, looks like he should be in some sort of fucking Columbo episode.
Definitely. Yeah.
The security guard calls another on the radio, and this really tall black guy, the security guard, is chatting up this pair of lassies. He goes, "You want to see me kick some ass?" And when he heads over to apprehend Arnold, like, they're there. They're stood with him. And I'm like, mate, what a job you've got.
You've got some balls. But they say he's 6'2". There's no way he's 6. I'm sure he's taller.
No. I think he's taller. But then this guy is obviously very tall. This guy looks like the fucking Harlem Globetrotters, doesn't he? He radios and gives a description that ends with, "And he's one ginormous motherfucker," which I quite liked. Matrix starts taking on the guards, and Sully sees this. He runs to a payphone, which looks like it looks like a tube out of it looks like a futuristic one, doesn't it?
Yeah. Man,
looks like the tube thing that they put them in when they go down Running Man, doesn't it?
Aye.
Arnold grabs it and shakes him out of it, basically. Sully runs away, and then all these like security guards just jump on him, and he just does that, that classic strongman thing of throwing them all off.
Yeah. Whoa!
Brilliant, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, if it was the Incredible Hulk TV show, it would be Lou Ferrigno doing that to that noise, that exact noise. When one goes to shoot him, Cindy bowls him over so that he misses. Good, she saves his life. Matrix spots Sully heading down this fucking great glass elevator and swings on a long balloon for some reason to chase him. I don't really know what's going on with these balloons.
I think they're trying to do a Jackie Chan thing there. They've watched too many Jackie Chan movies, haven't
good
they?
point. Yeah.
But
of course, unlike Jackie Chan, Arnold isn't doing his own stunts here. Because there's quite a few instances where a man who doesn't even look like him flies through the air.
They couldn't find anybody with his physique. So apparently he did do a few stunts, but he broke his shoulder, I think, and got a few cuts and bruises. So
right. So he stopped.
Yeah.
He jumps in Cindy's car and takes chase out in the street. She flags him down and they follow Sully up these Hollywood hills, running him off the road and smashing Cindy's car around a lamppost. How the fuck they get out the car after this, by the way? Because they absolutely goes down the middle of this car.
Yeah. But as soon as it happens, they smash it, and the first thing he does is just turn around and go, "Are you okay?"
Yeah.
No, she just fucking crashed.
Absolutely. According to Sobo and Sobo lawyers, John, about 3 million Americans sustain whiplash injuries each year. About 1.5 million Americans suffer chronic pain from whiplash. And around 300,000 of Americans become disabled due to the pain of whiplash.
Oof.
There you go. I mean, I could live without being shouted at by fucking J.K. Simmons for being shit at the drums myself.
Yeah, exactly.
It's all the same.
I need to watch that.
It's very good. Matrix heads over to Sully's car, which has just gone over on its side a little bit and nothing more. He grabs him and a hotel room key that's fallen out of his pocket. He says, loyalty is important, but it's not the most important thing to you. What is gravity? And I'm like, okay. He says he doesn't know where Jenny is, but Cook does, and he'll take him to where they're meant to meet. But I already know, and he shows him the motel key. Remember I said I'd kill you last?
I lied.
Brilliant, yeah. And the Sully dummy that they drop down the mountain looks good too.
It's better than the bloody Dick Jones ran in it.
Oh, considerably. Absolutely. And better of the last dummies that we looked at. There was another dummy we looked at in a film recently. I can't remember for the life of me. Maybe it was The Equalizer. There was a shit dummy in that.
Right.
I can't remember. They take Sully's car. What did you do with Sully? I let him go.
I'll let him go. Right.
6 out of 10. 6 out of 10 for I let him go.
Middling. I'll get 7.
It's all right.
I'll get 7.
Okay, that's charitable. The boat with Jenny, Matrix, and the ex-president has arrived, and they're escorted to this big house, right? And it looks like the place Juan lives in Romancing the Stone. You know, it's like, I only have my little mule. There's fuck all in this house, by the way. Why are rich people always got so little furniture?
Absolutely hee-haw. She walks into the room with nothing in it. You're like, this must be where they keep all the prisoners.
This room, by the way, John, bigger than your old flat in Yoka.
Yeah, no shit.
It's fucking massive. Matrix and Cindy arrive at the Sunspot Motel. 7 hours 20 on the watch. All that shit's gone on, and there's 7 hours 20 left.
I know. There's a bit much in it.
Fair enough. They arrive at room 5, and it's empty. The hotel, John, the Sunspot Motel in LA, closed roughly when this was filmed, which I guess is how they got to film here. Built in the 20s to accommodate overnight highway travellers, and once rumoured to be a house of ill repute. The Sunspot later added a restaurant and nightclub that in the 70s hosted a teeming disco scene.
Right.
Is it open again, John? No, because the LA Times story from 1994 reads as follows. A landslide seems to have definitely buried renovation hopes for one of Pacific Coast Highway's first motor hotels. At about 11 a.m. on December the 10th, about 700 tons of earth and boulders on a 300-foot bluff overlooking the highway and Pacific Palisades came crashing down on the fabled Sunspot Motel.
Oh my god. I liked it as well because it had that sort of neon circle thing like the Boarama and Simpsons.
Very much so. But John, it no longer exists.
Oh, it's been crushed. Buried.
Along with your dreams.
Yeah, exactly. I'm crushed.
So Cook turns up, Bill Duke. The plan is set the shower going, and it's a tale as old as time. By the way, this you answer the door, I'll hide behind the door, and you'll not notice that I'm a massive hulking monster behind the door. And he fucking doesn't either.
He doesn't give a shit, and he pulls the top open. The usual, innit?
Yeah, absolutely. Sully's in the shower. What are you? I'm room service. Ugh. Cook heads in, and then from behind the door, Arnold punches him in the back of the head. It's a real fucking coward's move, by the way.
That's a proper sucker punch,
Isn't it?
Or a donkey punch, even worse.
Fucking... Whoa. Not a future episode, Paul, if you're listening. I know you're trying to get us to do all of the...
all the Dyers.
All of the Dyers. I mean, that is dire. Absolutely. One fact, you can kill a man. There you go. They wrestle, and Cook starts shooting haphazardly. This Green Beret's going to kick your ass. I eat Green Berets for breakfast, and right now I'm really hungry. What'd you give that one, John?
A 2.
A 2? Wow, I'd given it 7, but yeah, you're probably right, actually. The Green Berets, John, or the United States Army Special Forces. Although technically an army branch, the Special Forces operate similarly to a function area in that individuals may not join its ranks until having served in another army branch. I found a Pentagon olive beret, John, for £11.01 from militaryfirst.co.uk.
Surplus.
Which sounds like, to me, where Reform voters shop.
Yeah.
Doesn't it? The Ballad of the Green Berets, John. A song by Staff Sergeant Barry Sadler from 1966, which I assume is the last time he had a green hat. It was number 31 where, John?
In the Netherlands?
Correct!
Really?
Number 24 here. Number 4 in West Germany. 1 in the USA. And number 1 in South Africa, Sweetie Man. And sold 1 million copies in the USA because it's not easy. I don't know if you've ever heard that. I've heard that an immeasurable number of times, and I don't know why. I absolutely heard that so many times.
Is it on your Spotify?
It is, yeah. It's on my liked songs.
Of course it is.
That's exactly what it is. Along with that Gaviscon advert. What a feeling. What do you eat for breakfast, John? Green berets?
No, what is that? Raspberry?
Beret?
Raspberry?
Raspberry berets. The kind you find in a second-hand store.
Raspberry.
Raspberry. Very good. Very good work. No, roller sausage.
Thank you.
Square sausage, obviously, because you're not a Tory.
Square sausage. Yeah.
They fight, because there's a film going on here, unlike us fucking old men remembering things about Scotland. They fight, and Matrix kicks Cook through this door of the adjoining room.
Yes, right? See some titty.
We see our first boobs in a film for a long, long time. The first time since April. Can you think what film that might have been?
God, was it A Matter of Life and Death? Because there was a few tits in there.
Including that French bloke.
Oh, God, aye, that
doctor. No, Paul was on the episode.
Paul Parks?
Yeah.
So is it?
Paul Payne.
Is it? I was going to go Jurassic Park on you. Well, it's got to be. It's got to be one of either Death Wish or the other one.
Split Second. Split Second.
What?
Split Second.
No, they don't count because they were all busted up.
No, there were actual boobs when she's in the shower. And then she does the screamy things. Yeah.
Right, so there was. Sorry.
Samantha Sex and the City boobs. Anyway.
No.
That was fun.
Cheers for that.
That's all right. I like putting you on the spot.
Well, you know, my memory's not the best. Fucking funny.
They have this fight. They roll around a little bit. Bill Duke Cook picks up his gun and pulls it. Fuck you, asshole. Click. Fuck you, asshole.
Aye.
And then he manages to fall on a broken chair leg and gets vampired.
Yeah, right through it. Yeah. And the noise he makes is a bit weird. It's reminiscent of another sound effect, but I can't think what it is.
Is it like the Wilhelm scream? I missed it.
It's like that, but I'll need to rewatch it just for that sound bite.
They grab Cook's car key and they search the car. Cindy finds a receipt for a fuel company, and all of a sudden it becomes some sort of fucking like some chase. Like it has become like a let's find a clue to find a clue to find a clue to find a clue. Yeah. And I'm like, if this was a fucking escape room, mate, I'd have been banging on the door begging to get out.
Yeah, it turns into that film. What's that film where they're all looking for the treasure which is buried underneath the
giant T?
Shaped like an M. No, it's shaped like an M or something.
Oh, it's an M, yeah, it's a T in The Simpsons. It's a mad world. Yeah. Except this is considerably shorter than It's a Mad. In fact, I think this is about half as long as that film, which I really like, but we won't do as an episode because it's like 3 hours long. It's 3 hours long, most of which is people just falling about fighting. Like this, I guess. Get a fucking editor, the 60s. She finds a receipt for a fuel company that sells fuel to small craft pilots. And it just so happens she's taken her licence, and it's the same place that her flight teacher gets his fuel. Clunky, but okay.
Coincidence?
They arrive at the warehouse and Matrix scales the building, because why not? Inside, there's this whole enterprise of Hispanic men happening.
He just rips the roof off.
He does, and then crawls under a tank. He makes it into the security office and helps Cindy in through a window. Why he couldn't have just done that, I don't know. He can't see a plane, but he did see that they've got a tank. He spots this map with an island on it and all the activity points to. Cindy sees that they have a receipt for the amount of fuel that would take an amphibious plane to the island. They have everything they need except the plane. She suggests that the receipt means that the plane was filled up at San Pedro. San Pedro, John, I think that's the place where Madonna dreamt of. Pretty sure it is. Basically, it's a dock neighbourhood in LA. The usual suspects was shot there. And so was...
At the docks?
In that particular part of the town. And also was... oh, wait. I forget it, John. It's Chinatown. There you go. The director of Chinatown died yesterday. There you go. Sorry, the writer-director of Chinatown. There you go.
Yeah, 89 or something, wasn't he?
Sad. Yeah, absolutely. That's a fucking great film, by the way, with a really, really unsatisfactory ending. How does it end? Forget it, John. It's Chinatown. Jack, Frank, it's Chinatown. Really unsatisfactory ending, but such a good film. Before the plane, they are going shopping. They end up at Ammunition Place, Surplus City, because Austrians be shopping.
Is that where Red has got his gimp underneath the shop?
Unleash the gimp. Absolutely. He takes this fucking bulldozer. Where does he get this bulldozer from?
Yeah, that's what I want to know, because they drove into the car park and came with a bulldozer.
Yeah. And they basically go on the rob, including flippers, the heaviest weaponry, and this rocket launcher. And for some reason, they've got it all in a trolley.
It was an M2 Flash. It's not a rocket launcher.
Oh, right.
It's
okay.
a the modified flamethrower.
Oh, wow.
So,
cool.
Wow.
And remember, John, next time you hear that beep, think about all the fun you could be having on Surplus City Sweep.
You should write jingles.
They should fucking rob jingles. Just then, as they're loaded up, the cops arrive and they stick Arnold up, but they don't spot Cindy, luckily. He's in the back of the police wagon and we have 5 hours left. He explains they need to call General Kirby and he'll explain everything. Oh yeah, I think we picked him up last week. And they just mock him. Cindy pulls the car up next to the police wagon and gives them a smile. This cop goes, a hooker, doesn't he?
I know,
what?
You're like, what?
And then she stands up in the car as they drive off. What do you think she's doing? I think she's got something for us.
Yeah.
She picks up the launcher, she puts it on her shoulder, and she fires it where?
Backwards.
Right behind her in this other shop. I mean, that's exactly what I would do, because that looks like that's the direction it shoots.
Yeah. What do we know?
She spins it around and blows up the wagon. He when he gets out, he's like, "Where did you learn that?" She says, "I read the instructions." When? When did she read the instructions? When did she have a chance to read the instructions? When they were at the lights?
Men don't read instructions, just fire the fucking thing.
Absolutely. Just fire it backwards. That's us.
True that.
On the island, the general asks how long till Matrix lands in Valverde. It's 2 hours now.
I know.
What?
Luckily, that police thing they padded the movie a wee bit longer.
I know, yeah.
Bloody hell.
He'll do whatever it takes to get his daughter back. Jenny tries the doors and windows, but they're bolted and boarded. Over at San Pedro, Matrix knocks out the guard. They get to the plane. This isn't a plane, it's a canoe with wings. They get in and start paddling.
5.
Yeah. I've missed a bit where they're talking about the fact that they're heading to this island, which is off the coast of Santa Barbara, isn't it? Which I think is probably the same island that they're talking about in Dawn of the Dead, in the remake of Dawn of the Dead.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, because it's like California, isn't it, at the time?
Yeah.
Santa Barbara, John, is a city in California known as the American Riviera. I mean, it's no Torquay, but okay. Demolition Man is set in Santa Barbara, as is at least one chapter of The Last of Us Part 2.
Mate.
Famous people from there, John? Katy Perry and Dr. Green from ER.
Oh, Dr. Green.
Anthony Edwards.
Yeah.
Let's do Revenge of the Nerds, shall we? Let's add that to the long list.
You fancy it?
I haven't seen that in a long, long time, and I remember it being very, very good. But then that probably was 30 odd years ago.
Back when we were cool.
Absolutely. Rancho di Cielo, John, was Ronald and Nancy Reagan's holiday home in the mountains above Santa Barbara.
Nice.
Nancy Reagan sold it to the Young Americas Foundation, a conservative group which preserves it today as, quote-unquote, a living monument to Reagan's ideas, values and lasting accomplishments. So I assume there's at least a full room for bedtime for Bonzo.
And Star Wars figures everywhere. That was his one at Star Wars.
Different kind of Star Wars, yeah. Oh, I mean, I was going to say only he would want to fucking like go to war with space. But then we've got fucking Trump with SpaceX or whatever it's called, Space Defense
Space Patrol.
Badge Patrol. Space Cops. Jesus Christ. Just then, a jeep of goons shows up. Matrix shoots them as the plane departs. In the air, the Coast Guard clocks them. The lad on the radio scanner, John?
So, third time lucky. Bill Paxton. This is his third Annie movie.
It is
third
indeed.
One.
It's Hicks. No, I'm Hudson. He's Hicks.
He's Hicks.
Of course, yeah. Cindy flies the plane low to avoid the scanner, and Hudson's just like, "We lost him, sir." Game over, man. Game over.
Improvised. Hey, game
Indeed.
over, man.
Back at the house, Jenny starts to work the bars off the window. This soldier's great. Cutting a little girl's throat is like cutting warm butter. Shut your mouth and put that knife down. And this is I love listening to your pissant soldiers talk tough. They make me laugh. If Matrix was here, he'd laugh too. Your soldiers are nothing. Matrix and I could finish them like that. The general tells him that he is scared of Matrix. Of course I am, because I'm smart. But I have an edge. I have his daughter. Ooh.
Whoa, Bonza.
But he doesn't have that little feral kid, does he? That has the boomerang in Mad Max 2.
Yeah.
Takes off the boy's fingers.
Yeah.
And he also hasn't got that gyrocopter that the skinny guy's got. Anyway, that's the film we're not talking about.
Yeah.
Great film, though. Matrix and Cindy arrive, and he tells her to land at the cove. Matrix tells her the radio signal and jumps into his raft in his little budgie smugglers, by the way.
He does.
He looks phenomenal. He really does.
Oh, he's... yeah. A lot of baby oil in there.
Absolutely. Don't raise it until they've spotted me. How will I know? All hell will break loose. 1 out of 10. In Valverde, the plane has landed, and there's these couple of goons here for Matrix. But of course, he's busy running up a beach in his pants. He gets dressed up in all this tactical gear, weaponed up, heads off up the cliff, but not before putting some face paint on. I think it would have been good if he put a few little whiskers on, like a cat.
Do you know what? He put it all over his body as well later on. He's done up his whole body.
Yeah, he has, before he's put his vest on.
He's got time for it. Oh, I need to go get my... Oh, I've only got 3 minutes left. I need to...
Can you make me a unicorn, please? The big house is more of a complex of houses across the cove.
Yes.
With this army of lads. And all except the big house are made out of basically fucking plywood.
Yeah, you can see it floating about, flying about when the wind got up.
It looks like if there's a fucking big bad wolf somewhere just about to blow these away.
It looks like the breakaway houses in Predator.
Oh, it does a little bit. Yeah, good point. Yeah. In Valverde, the lads see the corpse of Enriquez, and raise the alarm. The general's not best pleased and tells Bennett to kill Jenny. So now Matrix starts killing all these Hispanic army lads, and it's just like that bit out of RoboCop. We're not going to go through all the fucking murders because we'll be there all day, right? But all of the lads are dressed exactly the same, with matching handlebar moustaches and stuck-on sideburns. I assume a directing decision to save money on extras.
God, aye. Yeah. Just going to bring them back. Yeah. Just
there's a couple of chops. Yeah. The wooden buildings are another cheap decision. Bennett makes it into the room, only to see Jenny slip out the hole in the boards and into the basement of the building.
Where Freddy Krueger lives.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. She should be watching for him in the boiler room. Fucking hell. Matrix rocket launches a truck and a gate that he could easily have scaled.
Yes, agreed. Or opened by hand.
Yes, indeed. Back in the plane, Cindy alerts Kirby via the radio. Meanwhile, Matrix ruins a lawn and a few flower beds by having a shootout with these lads. There is loads upon loads of reused explosions here, including one where he gets exploded, but it's not him.
Yeah, so it runs away.
Somebody else diving. He eventually runs and hides in this beautifully ornate potting shed, which they shoot up to fuck.
They shoot it to shit, didn't they?
Don't they? Like holes all down the side of it. And then when they open the door, he's hiding in the roof bit.
Yeah, need the shot, stuck to shot through the.
I know.
Shot at eye height.
Yeah, because they're pissant soldiers. We've learnt
Yeah,
that. They're
true.
too busy
That's what
talking
they think,
tough. And there's a couple of brilliant tool-related deaths here, by the way.
Yeah. I take a wee tiny bit of head off with a saw. It's
Garden,
a wee nit.
yeah, and then the garden fork to the face, and one lad getting a rake in the bollocks.
Yeah, and then one guy getting his hand chopped off and then getting hit with the hand. Oh, too funny.
Anyway, now it's time to get the back garden with a machine gun, ruin a bunch of plant pots, and some henchmen's wife's dreams.
Yep. Henchman number one. Oh.
Jenny's running about in what can only be described as that room under the swimming baths that you could always see through the glass, but you were never allowed in.
Never allowed in. Yeah, true that.
In the house, Matrix is searching for Jenny, but only finds the general with a tactical rifle and a scope that he doesn't use once.
Yes. Yeah, it's like that bloody meme you see with that Asian lassie with the scope with her eye up, but she's got her the eye that she's looking through shit. That makes me laugh every time I see somebody with a scope that never uses it.
Exactly right. Yeah, it's a real waste. And does the general die here? Question mark.
Yeah.
Because you don't see him again, so you assume he's dead.
I think he's out.
Yeah.
Blammo right out the window.
But yeah, indeed. Meanwhile, Bennett has located Jenny and he's taking pot shots at Matrix. Hits him in the shoulder. John, how's your arm, John? He goes really like comedy Australian here. How's your arm, John?
Yeah.
G'day, mates. What's the good word? Let go of the girl. It's me you want. I only have one arm. You can take me. It's brilliant again.
Yeah.
Come on, Bennett. Let's party. He throws Jenny aside. He's doing this whole kind of like arguing with himself kind of thing, isn't he? Yeah, I'm tougher than you. Yeah, I'm tougher than him. I'm tougher than him. Are you tougher than him? Yeah, you're tougher than him. All right, mate. Chill out. He's obviously got some real fucking
he's got proper
problems.
Issues. Yeah.
They start a knife fight, and they both manage to take a few stabs at one another. Matrix throws them both through a door and into what I can only describe
Heaven?
as the plant room's plant room.
It's so white and clean as well.
What the fuck is going on? It's like the further they get down, the more serious this becomes. It's like Dante's fifth level of fucking industry or something.
Yeah.
This floor's got a mesh floor. It's got steaming pipes and these coke burners that seem to run entirely on gas. Matrix grapples with Bennett, throws him at this electric fence, right? Which for some inexplicable reason, instead of causing him loads of pain, makes him stronger.
It energizes him.
It's like the fucking Super Shredder in the Turtles. I love the fact we both went to completely different places with that, by the way. I feel good, John. Doesn't he? He gets a few slaps in and pulls a gun. I'm not going to shoot you between the eyes, John. I'm going to shoot you between the balls. Matrix grabs a pipe off the wall and fucking hoys it at him, right? Through him and into this tank, which is used entirely for making steam.
Yes.
Right? Which is really fortunate because of the line, John.
Stick around.
No, it's not.
Oh, letting off steam?
Let off some steam, Bennett, and that's my 10 out of 10. That is definitely my 10 out of 10.
Stick around would have been better.
Stick around.
Stick
no,
around.
that's the Running Man, right?
Aye.
Who does he stick to the wall? Somebody stick around.
Stick around.
Kirby's men arrive in the chopper on the beach.
Yep.
Bennett's walking and carrying Jenny. He tries to convince him to come back. This was the last time. Until next time, Cindy shows up. No chance. And maybe that's what you mean about the romantic thing, you know.
Aye.
They fly off into the distance, and that's the film.
Yep.
We fight for Love Song, John. The song is actually called Somewhere, Somehow, Someone's Gonna Pay by the Power Station, who were a supergroup, inverted commas, made up of Robert Palmer, Tony Thompson from Chic, Andy and John Taylor from Duran Duran. The song was renamed for this film to "We Fight for Love." The album "The Power Station" made it to number 12 in the UK and number 6 in USA. There you go. What else have you got?
I have got, so producer Joel Silver is worth an estimated $100 million. Who knew?
Wow.
Joel Silver. The AT&T card caller.
Yeah, when they're on the phone. That's what it does.
So I looked at that, and it's a long distance phone. It's a long distance phone. It was basically introduced in 1984. The final island sort of scene, there was 74 kills alone in that scene.
Okay.
I don't know how somebody counted that, because there were bodies flying about all over the place.
Yeah.
But somebody took the time to actually look at them all. I was looking at those LMGs, the big machine guns, and then out of curiosity, I just wanted to know what the sort of AR equivalent of that, assault rifle equivalent.
Okay.
So there's a AR-180 rifle that holds 160 rounds. So
Wow.
that's a lot of rounds. And the largest seaplane ever built, you'll know this, it's called the Spruce Goose.
Yes.
Yeah, the Spruce Goose. It had a wingspan of 320 feet, and it was 218 feet long. The Spruce Goose. Where do you know that, actually?
Because the Spruce Moose is in The Simpsons. Hop in. But sir, it's just a model. I said hop in.
Howard Hughes, isn't it? Oh, happy days. That was a good episode. That's me. That's it.
Okay. Motion sickness, John. Air sickness, motion sickness is a common normal reaction that occurs in 25% of all people. It is caused by an increased sensitivity in the inner ear. And finally, from the National Safety Council website of America, how exciting that council website is, the number of civil aviation deaths decreased from 373 in 2021 to 358 in 2022. All but one of the 358 deaths in 22 were onboard fatalities. One of those deaths involved a commercial airline, but did not occur on board. So you assume some fucker got run over or pulled into a jet engine or something.
Oh,
which
God,
would be
nice.
pretty cool. Okay, counting them up, how many do you think we've got?
Oh, God. It's not very high scoring on this one, so I'm going to say 65.
And I'm going to say you better go higher.
I'm going to say 66.
More.
72.
More.
89.
More.
105.
92, John.
Oh,
92. Not bad,
too bad,
especially
yeah.
because off air we went, fucking hell, I won't get many things on this.
We're going to talk here.
Yeah, 92. Good stuff. Right, okay, yeah, so if you like what we do, give us a quid and we will give you a shout out. I've promised that I am going to start being mean to people on the shout outs again very, very soon, but that is not going to be today.
Not today. Stick
not-
around.
Stick around indeed. Yeah, that's not going to be today. But what is going to be today is me finally finding the list of patrons that I have somewhere.
Amongst those many screens of yours.
Yeah, I always have too many windows open, listeners. Is amongst my other many fucking problems.
You always look at all these screens like you're Hugh Jackman and Swordfish getting that blowjob. I always try to...
I'm the man in the chair is exactly what I am, which explains why I'm so fucking heavy, because I'm always in a chair. Right, okay, yeah, so here we go. Lee Davis, Dean, that F-King guy. So Dean's got a new 3-part show starting this week where he is reviewing Lindsay Lohan films. Question mark? Yeah, he asked me to get involved, but I was too busy. We have got Candy, Oodles, Biggie, Stig and Gadget from Modern Escapism. Again, asked me on this week. Too busy. Kieran, we've got Jake, we've got lovely Rob Jones, we've got Jen and Adam, we've got Megan, Dale and Ali, who will be doing the next episode for. We've got Maria, who is poorly at the minute. Feel better soon, Maria. She's gone through back surgery, which, as you know, in America is probably one of the worst things you could probably go through. Paul and Sophie from SP Film Viewers, Ian McComish, Emily Vince, Nigel Davis from the Wonder Emporium shop, who's going to be selling stuff at MegaCon 2, Dan and Gavin Belson, Aaron from Z1 Podcast, Joe Higgins from Hallmark of Greatness, Mono and Kira, we're talking the boys at the minute, Ian from Cult Connections, Gav McGill, Gav Belson, Josh Wilson from Super Familiar with the Wilsons, somebody else here, Rachel, that is my lovely wife, and Phil Farish. So thank you very much for more than the money, as I said on the Patreon exclusive episode that I did most recently, which is Planty Reads Claimed by Two Werebears by T.S. Ryder. That's right, I found another shit book to read, and this one is about a woman who starts a romance with a man who is a werebear and his mate who is a werebear.
Why do you subject these people to all this shit?
Mate, the feedback has been phenomenal. It really has. It's what the people want. I think I'm just going to fucking cut the podcast and make you read porn, make you read shit porn for them, because there's no doubt at all with that accent they're going to be creamed knickers throughout. Male and female, no doubt about it. But yeah, so if you like what we do, give us a few quid. Quid a month is good. It helps us pay for films we can't get for free. It helps us pay for subscriptions and stuff like that. And it gives us a little pot to play with when we want to buy merch to sell to you. So yeah, that's patreon.com/100 things. John, any further words before we finish up for this episode? And we have a week off next week.
Oh, we've got a week off?
We've got a week off next week just so we can get our shit together. And then we'll be back with a patron's choice.
Nothing much, just to say, obviously that's going to come out after, but I hope you really, really used your vote, because unless you use that vote, you've got fuck all to say about it if it all goes Pete Tong. So
wow, heavy words indeed.
Heavy deep, big man.
I'm just words sick of people who've got
political views, and they're like, oh, who'd you vote for? I was like, oh, I didn't vote. Like, well, Why are you talking about this then?
Oh, so, I didn't register to vote. Oh, I didn't have any ID.
Yeah, sure. No, I hope you use it. I hope you use it wisely. But
fantastic.
Yeah, that's it.
Of course they did. People that listen to this aren't stupid.
Oh
bastards.
God, yeah.
And I assume they're not racist. I would assume they're not.
Yeah, I rate them.
They just hate Scottish people.
That's
it. Fantastic. Yeah, so we'll be back in a couple of weeks with another Sterling episode. And fuck it, do you know what? I'm going to spin that wheel on Patreon again in the next couple of days, and we'll do the next 2 episodes are going to be your choices, because. Why not? Why should we have a fucking choice anymore?
Exactly.
You're the ones paying the money, so it'll be Ali up next, and then it'll be whoever is getting a spin in the next day or so. So I will fire that up shortly. Thanks so much, guys. Thank you, John, as always. And he's obviously been John. I've been plenty, and this has been 92 things, perilously close to 100 things we learned from Commando. You pissant, John. See ya.
See you guys. Stick around.
Don't, because it's finished. Don't stick around. It's done. It's finished.
Bye.